All right, guys, welcome to the Jen Lowry Writes channel. So, I didn't know if I was going to be going live or not tonight. I only had plans to do one video today, and as you can see, I'm back in my little writing space, and it's because I've been working on some projects tonight, and I'm like, you know what? Why not do it live with you guys? It is not too late for me. And I'm like, I'm not that tired. I'll just jump on. There's something weighing on me tonight, though. And I think it was because of a conversation that I had with another author about their author platform, and they're getting discouraged. And so this is going to be kind of like one of those, hey, Tish, this is going to be one of those pep talk kind of things. So, bear with me on this, and then we can do some time together while I'm working on my webinar. You can work on your projects at the same time. But I really want to talk with you guys about your platforms and for you to go ahead and identify your why. Once you do that, it's really going to help you get over the discouragement and the fear and the worry, because that's going to block you from showing up. You are going to get down in the dumps and you're going to just go ahead and say, nobody cares, nobody's watching, I don't have a view, I don't have a like, I'm getting a scam person, or this is not working out for me. But if you, like me, have these secret desires of your heart to connect with people and build your community and just have this time to stream, then we've got to talk about your why. And I would love to do that right now in the chat. So, why do you think it's important for you to build up your platform? Like, why? Why does it matter? So, if you're with me right now, I'd love to hear your why. So, for me, I have many motivators, but my ultimate why is to reach people for Jesus and to help people. That's like my ultimate goal, is to help other people. And how can I do that if I don't connect on these platforms? If I just hide away in my pajamas, typing away and writing my books, yes, I will have a product out there that I will be able to share with the world. I understand that writing is a goal of mine. It is a high priority for me to publish good, clean books for readers. So why build the platform? Is it just to gain a reader? Or is it to help people? Or is it to connect with people? Is it to motivate and encourage others who might be struggling with all of these fears that they may have, and you can help push them through because you've been there, done that? I think it's important that you figure out what your why is. And I would really challenge you to journal that why. Just take some time to journal it. Make yourself a why statement. Keep it locked away in a journal, put it in your digital journal, take in and make a pretty sign or print it out and sit it up where you can see your why. Because the days when you have no one watching or no one listening, you are going to be encouraged by that why. And that's what's going to help get you through. And that's what's going to help get you going and continue to do the work that you have in front of you. And so my author platform, it started with zero. It started, with my aunt. Well, I can't say zero. Okay, no, take it back. I have fans. I have readers. And they're my family. My Aunt Dot is one of my biggest supporters. I love her dearly. So I do have someone that's in my corner. So I do have one. And then I have my boys who are always encouraging me and watching my author life. and they always speak life with me, and they also speak real with me, and they help. Like, for example, Solomon helped me set up my Twitch channel because he knew this was something that I really wanted to do. And Sam is my little celebrate person. He woke up this morning, so Mama, let's look at your analytics. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. However, even though it may be a small number, is that going to stop me from teaching others and sharing writing tips and sharing my screen and showing all of the stuff that have helped me, like in my writing process? No, because I'm a teacher at heart. So, I'm a teacher, like double time. I teach ninth grade. I'm a literacy coach. I closed out my year today, Tish. It was the last day of school for me, and we celebrated with a wonderful honors program, and we gave out digital awards. We had a beautiful presentation. We had my principal came, my assistant principal, all of the support staff that have worked with me in the special ed class for Best Buddies Book Club. Oh my gosh, it was like their teachers. We invited their teachers. We had more teachers and staff than the actual students. It was just a phenomenal morning to celebrate, and what a way to close out the year. And so, now that I'm closing that down, I'm looking at how to help other people, how to encourage people. And then, I get this email from one of my listeners, and they're discouraged about their author platform. Oh, I'm going to have to go down and get my cord. I left my cord downstairs. So they're discouraged about their author platform. And they're like, I'm not really seeing a lot of growth there. And, what keeps you going? And I'm like, I started, and I was still like, I started at 0, but I had Aunt Dot. But yes, that's it. Like, write it down, Tish. Take it from this screen and put it in your journal right now. Like, find something, a sticky note, put it on a Jamboard, do something. Keep it there. Because when I was working with this author today over email, I was like, you can't give up. You've got one person out there, share it like it's for 10,000. I have said that so much. I'm going to run down and get my cord. So, Tish, if you've got things to do, love you, but you can stay a second. I thought I had everything set up here, and of course I did not. Yes, writing is fun for me. Why not share the process? All right, I'll be right back. Here's my cord. So that means the cord is hiding somewhere down here in this universe, of course. Eli said, you had your, oh my gosh, my cord was right here the whole time. Yeah, writing is such a fun process. Like, it's so therapeutic. It brings such value to my life to write. So why not share that writing time? Why not share our creative time? Okay, we're safe. It's plugged in. So the best advice that I could give this author that I was working with was to actually, establish your why, because that's going to get you through. So I want to thank Tish for teaching me about writing sprints. And this is another encouraging piece I want to talk about. It's not about, I know it is. I know we say it's not about the likes, it's not about the follows, it's not about the subscribers. I know we can say that, but I know it does matter to us because we have that human nature. We want to see the views, we want to see the likes, we want to feel like we are bringing value. And then we can say, well, if nobody's watching, why am I doing it? Well, aren't you going to be doing it anyway? Aren't you going to be out there? And just because a person doesn't maybe necessarily connect with you, it doesn't mean anything at all about your writing. It could just be they're busy, or they have other streamers that they watch, or they like other YouTubers. Then those people have built their platform. And I want you to understand that platform building does not happen just overnight. Now, I know you can start quoting some cases where, people have just blown up overnight and, people have went viral because of videos or a particular topic that they talk about. Their niche is very streamlined and they've grabbed and captured and became a strong influencer. But you know what? For me, if I can help a person out there learn a new writing tip or a strategy, or I could just say, hey, come hang out with me. This is just a place where we can come together and connect. And we know it's a place where we can just breathe together and just relax and have fun. Then I feel like at the end of the day, I have been successful. And if I don't go live or if I don't connect with a platform that day, I'm still feeling accomplished with something else that I'm doing because I am so goal oriented that I know I'm doing something every single day to help build my platform. And so now I'm not speaking for the person that emailed me, but sometimes people can have guilt associated around inactivity. So their guilt will push them to start having all of these questions of self-doubt. And that guilt will start to pile up and they'll say, well, I wish I could have done more, or I just don't know enough right now. I want us to reframe our mind about all of that. And we need to start, writing down the actual things that we're doing because we are some busy little ants out there in the writing world. I know you are. I know you're doing things that are putting, energy into your writing and to your creative spaces. I understand that. And so when you get a chance to talk to people, encourage them. If they start saying to you something about their platform and, they don't know where to start or is it important to have one? The answer is yes. And you need to start now. You don't need to wait until your book is published or until you have an agent. And you need to share your journey and you need to write and work and have this time to connect with the writing community and with other artists and illustrators and digital marketers or whatever. You can learn so much every day. Think about, like, for me, I was talking to you guys earlier and I told this to my WWJs in our private group. And I was like, okay, I'm on stream. And I'm like, hey, join me guys Friday for a vision board celebration. And I was like, and I just kept talking. And I was like, Friday? I'm having that? So I went downstairs and I told Eli, I'm like, well, I guess I'm having a vision board celebration on Friday, and I'm going to teach everyone how to create their own vision boards for their author life. And that maybe that can help one person. And he was like, what's a vision board? What is that? And I'm like, okay, never mind. It's a girl thing. Forget it. And then he just completely turned back and started playing Snow Runners and just completely just went on and about his life. And then I created the vision board template that I could share out with people. Guys, I'm a teacher. You know, it was my day to finish up school. And you would think, well, okay, that's what she's worked on all day. Then tonight, I'm building things to teach somebody else. It's just a part of who I am. I can't get away from it. And I embrace myself. I embrace that part about me. And then why not celebrate it? You know, it's not a chore for me. It's fun. I love it. I don't know if you guys have ever done any of those spiritual profiles where it can say, like, your gifts that you have been given spiritually. I land at teacher every time. Like, no matter how many times I do that, I land at Bible teacher every single time. It's not like I'm trying to manipulate the results. It's just, it's a part of my personality. Like, I was just born to teach and born to lead. I mean, when I knew that I was going to get my doctorate and was like, okay, what are some of the things that I could get? Like, organizational leadership just stood out to me because I was like, you know what? I want to be a better leader. I want to be able, to bring value and positive psychology to everybody that I meet. And so here I am. That's what my path was, but it's in me to do that. So that's my why, is that I hope that I can, like, teach others and spark and motivate other people to go about and go after their writing dreams. Because I really, honestly, I wish I would have had that younger. So 45 is coming up this month. I'm going to be turning 45, Tish. And my birthday's the end of the month. So it's kind of like a celebration month all the way around. But when I was younger, my mom got me a typewriter when I was in 8th grade, and that was that first affirming here. I didn't have an author platform. I didn't know about any of the stuff. I did not follow authors. There was no way to do so. You would occasionally get clips of them, on the news or whatever, but I was just ferociously reading as much as I can. You look like a baby. I'm telling you, Tish. Hugs to you, my dear friend. But I'm telling you guys, if I would have felt like if I would have had people in my community that were other writers and authors, maybe that I would have met in college or just along my path, I think that I would have really, went after it stronger earlier. And so now that I have this platform and I can use it for good, if I just speak to one person, just one, I'm talking to Tish, it makes it just like joy overflowing because I'm talking to one person. And then if Tish gets off and I'm just talking to the screen and this is a video that's being banked, I feel the same amount of joy because I know somewhere, sometime down the line, someone may watch this video and be inspired. Say, you know what? I've got to keep pushing through because it's not about, 1,000 likes right now or, I've got to get all of this. It's about your why. Why are you doing this? And let it bring you joy. Let it be fun. Because when it starts to stress you out, that's when you kind of do need to take a break a little bit. And I don't mean take a break from your writing or maybe just to take a break away from the noise and try to center yourself back in and focus back on your why. It might even just be a glance over into that journal where you said, like, look at Tisha's why. My why is to offer hope in my writings, inspire others to tell their story because it matters. That is such a strong, strong why. That's what keeps you going. That's what keeps us going as writers. And then you can have a completely different why than Tish. But that why is like at the center of your heartbeat. And on days that you start feeling the fear, like nobody's watching, just remember that there is one somewhere that's going to grab hold of what you've done and what you've said. And the beauty about author platforms is that everything gets just banked, you know? It just stays there. Like for YouTube, like my videos just keep piling up. With my podcast episodes, they just keep piling up. And people can find me one day and say, wait, this lady's got almost 400 videos, or she's got about like 700 episodes on a podcast. Who is this woman? What is she doing? I'm sharing my journey. And no matter when get on that ride with me, whenever it happens in whatever stage, then you just can continue to take this ride with me, because I'm telling you guys the truth. Every single day is a new experience. Every single day is a day where you can learn something new, and then you can share it with one person. Because when you're talking to this one person, I want you to think about the circle of influence that that one person can have. And so you can start just like imagining you in the middle, and then you're talking about one person, and then put a circle, and then another circle of who their influence is, and then another circle of who their influence is. And it's like a ripple. And you do not know what you're doing in the moment that you're doing it. You're being encouraging, you're being a light, you're just having fun, you're sharing, you're just celebrating, you're just being you. And that's important. When you talk to that one person, always be you. And then that person's going to go out, and you could have served as a model, as an influence, as a motivator, and have inspired them. You might have given them a little nugget, and here they go running off trying something new. And they'll say, you know what? I don't remember that girl's name, or I don't remember that guy's name, but this was what. So is it about you? Is it about your name on their lips? Or is it about you inspiring someone and them moving forward and capturing whatever it is that they're meant to capture in their life and pass it along? And so is your why for your name to be magnified, or is it for the work to be magnified? And that's where you need to make your decisions, because it's going to be a really hard road for you if it's just about your name, because you're going to get all up in a tizzy. You're going to get all worried when you might have a slow week, or when your week doesn't look the way it's supposed to be, or you don't have enough, likes on this post, or nobody's retweeting, and things get silent. You're going to have a hard time if it's just about your name. But I mean, you got to build your author platform with a name. I mean, but it's got to be more than that. It's got to be sharing a message. It's got to be sharing hope. It's got to be able to take the place where you are in your writing and to be vulnerable with that writing, and share those mistakes, share those ups and downs. So that way, when the other person that's out there on the other side of the screen is coming against their fears, they can see another person and realize that they're not alone. And you can give them that encouragement, but the courage to be able to stand up and say, you know what? I'm going to continue to work through this. Everything's a learning curve. Author platforms don't just happen overnight. Any kind of creative platform does not happen overnight. It takes work. And a key word that I want you to just hold on to is consistency. It takes the consistency is key. Truly, I can't even say how much it's important to have this consistency. When you're working, and you set yourself timelines and schedules, if you fall away from that, don't beat yourself up about it. Life does happen. And like I said, if you get frustrated, you may need to take a walk. You may need to take a break and then go watch The Mentalist. But having a consistent lifestyle in this author world, setting these times, where are you most productive? What are your goals for the day, and how can you get through them? And then sharing them out and talking to that one person about your goals can also help you, because so you're speaking out to this one, you're sharing a goal. That goal could be something that that other person never even considered before or thought about. Oh, wait, you're learning this new tool? You're taking this webinar? You're doing what? You're building a vision board? What is that? And then they go out and they tell other people. Sure, it can spread the word about what you're doing, but you can also spread the light about what you're doing. And I think that that's something that helps me, when I look about starting new things. And I've seen how much consistency pays off. And I've told this to my WWJs, and I've talked to people about it during the webinar. But when I first started my podcast, I didn't have all fancy equipment. I had my phone. I'm sitting here on Anchor, and I'm talking away, and I'm sharing my journey. And next thing I know, I get a listen. And then one listen, I celebrated. I was so grateful for whoever that stranger was out there in the universe who listened. And then it multiplied. I continued to talk. I continued to share. I continued to do me and to be me. And I'm authentic no matter where I am. I can't help myself. You might as well start off your platform just naturally being you. And then it's easy. So there's no kind of script here. This is just me speaking about why it's important for you to know the why behind the work that you're doing. So that way, when you speak to one person, it's as if you're speaking to 10,000, that you're present, that you're in that moment with that one person, because you know what that can do. The person can walk away changed. That person can walk away with a new perspective and a new idea. And you can help their writing life, and then they could be the next bestseller. And here they are out there doing their dream and living their life. They may publish a book one day and say, you know what? It took a lot of people to get me to where I am today. And you might be just like one little rung in that ladder for that person. But you know how much easier it is when you're walking a ladder and all the rungs are in place? Be that for somebody. And that's what I wanted to encourage you guys with tonight. So I'm working too. I got a webinar tomorrow. So I was like, my husband is downstairs and they're working on some projects. And I'm like the kids are gaming and watching Twitch. And I'm like, okay, I could just get on and I can work and I could share what's on my heart right now. And I could say, guys, speak to that one and be joyful and be happy and have fun. Just embrace it. And whatever will be, but just continue to do it. Don't just give up and don't get discouraged. Everybody goes through it. And this whole thing, I said that earlier this week, somebody had written that they were starting to feel this huge imposter syndrome. Like, who were they kidding? Like, what is this about? And that's that fear. And that's the devil trying to snatch your joy. And I say, get behind me, Satan. And I say, go after what you need to do to accomplish this work that's set before you. And yes, that means a lot of learning and a lot of practice and writing every day and consistency and connecting and reaching out to the author community and being out on social media and building all of this work. And it's for the glory of God, and it's for the sharing of a message that matters. And I say, go to it. So I am now turning off my little whatever motivational talk, pep talk. Just know it's been on my heart, and I pray for people all day long that they can embrace this love and this life with joy and find this author place that we're building for ourselves, away from the noise of the number game and actually to the heart of it all. And so don't get discouraged. Don't give up. Oh, let's see. Oh, yay. I'm so proud. I just got an email. One of my learners, I'm a content expert at a university on a dissertation committee, and her dissertation was approved. She made it through AQR. I love it so much. And I get to. So that's the thing, like when you're life happens, I get to check off and do this work. You know, the boys were telling me people stream for like 24-hour streams. I was like, how in the world? Oh no. Here, I clicked the wrong thing. This whole thing where I have to remember emails and passwords. Ugh. Do y'all have the same problem? I might have to do this on my computer. But when you live, so that's the difference between like streaming live and like having scheduled episodes and like my talk shows or my podcast when I have a scheduled thing. Like when you're live, you're just like all in my life here. That just is fine. So bear with me. Watch, it's gonna say invalid login attempt. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it later. I'm gonna have to reset everything. Blah 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 blah. I'll go back. When you don't get on these things enough, that's what ends up happening. Okay. All right. So I'm currently working on a webinar. So I'm going to set my timer. I was going to be doing this downstairs. So the guys were talking pretty loud and working on some things. So I've got an Eventbrite tomorrow. And I've got to schedule everything and send it all out and send all of my emails to everybody with the links on how to get into the room. So it's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to my Eventbrite manager screen. And the title of mine for tomorrow is Engaging with Readers, Being Your Authentic Self in a Crowded Space. And I think that's so important. And I want to be able to share just what I've learned about engaging with readers and just what I find to be a valuable time to connect with people during this time of workshops and webinars while people are home and I'm not out, going to the events. Like last year for my author calendar, I can tell you guys right now, I was slam packed starting in July. I was out roaming, going to book events and conferences, speaking, and all of that. And now this year, how can I give back? What can I do? And I didn't have to pay for a table to set up somewhere and sell my books or drive and pay for an Airbnb to speak at a conference. No, I can do webinars this year. So I've been very creative, I think. Something that I've always wanted to do. And so sometimes, we can be forced in a situation like this. You can see that. I kind of like forced in it. I will share with you guys. I want to share with you. I'm going to screen share. Hey, dear. Oh, you got your hands full. I'm screen sharing right now, and I'm showing the different webinars. So you can see that I've been running the webinars this summer, and this was my first one, how to host a successful virtual book launch. Then I moved over to author podcasting, and then I have self-publishing 101. And this one I've made a copy of because this is my latest. And so each time I do a webinar, I have a reflection practice time where I sit back and I evaluate the webinar. And I shared in an earlier stream some of those reflective practice questions that can help you guide you through that reflective thought. So that way, when you're doing any kind of exercise, activity, event, you can use those same questions. And then that means that I can grow as a presenter, but I can also evaluate my presentation and decide, how do I need to adapt and move forward and change and make it better. And so I'm always copying like the last one. And so this one is self-publishing 101. But now it's going to be a new slide. I can't tell you how much I love Google products. And I do not want there to be a highlight. And my brand color is purple. And I'm going to be working on this. I wanted to kind of show you what I'm going to be working on. And then I'm just going to, that doesn't look good. I made it too big. There. And then I'm going to give a space right here. Okay. But I'm going to change the background. So I'm going to go to background and I'm going to choose an image. And I'm going to do a Google image search. And I want to find books. Maybe that's the one I want to use this time. Because it's about engaging with your readers. How can you engage with your readers? I'm going to pick that one up. This one. I've been working with watercolor pencils. Oh, I love that black and white. I might just have to do that. Let's just see what it looks like. And I'm going to say done. Yeah, look how pretty. Yeah, I like that one. Now I can go and do different black and white images. And what I like to do is I like to rotate. You can see how I rotate the different slides. So all I really need to do is just find like some soft slides like this. I love that. And then I'll just alternate it out. And so that's what I'm going to be working on. I'd love to know what you guys are going to be working on tonight in your author world. And so that's the thing. We don't have to just do writing sprints. You can be with me while I'm working on the webinar and we can just hang out. That's a part, of the author world. I'm doing this live. Might as well not do it alone and have you out with me. And then you can see all the things that I'm doing behind the scenes. So I'm glad that you're here with me. And it's not going to be copy of Self-Publishing 101. It's now going to be renamed. All right, I renamed it. I'm ready to go. I'm going to change my quote. And I love quotes. I like making quote pages on Canva. I'm going to set my timer still. It's 9 more minutes. I'm still sharing stuff with you. Oh, I found the perfect quote. Mm-hmm. I want to share this one with you guys. I want you to see it. Oh, Tish is journaling. I love that, Tish. Such a great use of productive writing time. Okay, I'm sharing my screen because I want you guys. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Oh, I could do. Couldn't we just sit in a moment with that quote? From my lady. And so when we're engaging with readers in an authentic space, it's that story that's inside of us that is just knocking and jingle jangling in there, and it won't let you be. It is an agony until you release that out. That is the beauty of this author life that we live. That's a part of the beauty of the creative process. Whether it's that drawing that you need to do, whatever it is, it's the need to do that thing that you can, release that story that's all inside of you. So let me get back. All right, there's our first 17 minutes of our work time together, and I'm almost finished with my webinar presentation. So once I build a template, it takes me a while the first time. But once I actually build that template, I can take and just make a copy like you saw me do, rename it, and then I can start just readjusting the slides, changing the backgrounds. The easy part for me, is just making sure that the backgrounds all flow. I've already got like it all in my head, and the slides are just there for me as a visual cue in order for me to be able to speak from those slides. So I don't take notes when I'm doing my webinar, during my workshops, but I do have the notes section open. So I've worked quite a bit, and I'd love to know what else you're working on. I'm going to restart my 17 minutes, and then I'm going to continue to work with the webinar piece. I'll tell you, I've loved these webinars. The webinars allow me an opportunity to share what I would have done, in an in-person event. If I would have been invited into a conference this year, and I would have been able to talk about engaging with readers or author podcasting, like things that I'm not saying I'm not an expert. Now, don't get me wrong, but I've got experience in these things. I've got lived experiences and a lot of stories to tell about it. So why not connect with readers and writers and authors and creative artists and try to help them as they're moving through their journey? And doing these events has been a way for me to do that. So I really like the webinars. They're going to end on July 29th, I think. I can go and look. My last webinar. My last webinar is July 29th. And I'm going to be doing that book launch again. So I have one this Wednesday, and then the week of my birthday, the 24th. Let me see if that is my birthday week. Oh, yeah, close enough. And then I've got one July 8th about author podcasting, and then the 15th, and then the 29th. But you guys can go to, I can give you the Eventbrite URL. So that way you guys can follow me over there. And this is where you can also get your WWJ Writing Conference ticket, which is our free writing conference that's going to be on August the 22nd. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. So I am adding in, it's just showing there. Okay. I added it to YouTube and to Twitch into the chat. So that way people would be able to go over and check out the webinars if they're interested in that. And what I've been doing on that end of my author life. Yeah, but I've made it like all the way down just in that 17 minutes. Love it. So that, it's good to time yourself, because then you can say, well, then how much effort does it take? Now, I wish I'd have done that at the beginning. Like when I made my first template, I guarantee you it took me longer than 17 minutes. Okay, starting my new round with 17 minutes. And now that I've got the Eventbrite page, I've listed it in the webinar. Dual purposing. Can show you guys my Canva world too, if you're interested. If you're interested in how I make the workshop guides, I can show you that too. I make those on Canva. All of this stuff is free. I don't charge for any of my things. So I'm already the launch guide. I'm gonna find it. Can't remember what did I say my last event was? Probably self-publishing. That means that's the one I need to make a copy because it's my most recent one. Reflection is key, so guess what that means? I'm making a copy of that one because that one is a newer and improved one. And that this one is called How to Engage with Readers Workshop Guide. I found a better background, guys. I think it's better. I don't know. And so now that it's done, and now I just get to make things pretty. I'm looking for pretty images. Still kind of like that. I might go back. I might go back and just go back to it and change it. Yeah. I think I'm going to go with it. And do the black and white books. I found like a red with a lot of red in it, but then I was like, no, that'll clash with that purple. Oh, this is so pretty. See, I have fun doing this stuff. I don't want you to think that it's like a burden to me. Oh, yeah. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I typed in black and white books. Oh, there's Pride and Prejudice with roses. Oh, why didn't I go back? Oh, there it goes. Now I'm gonna keep this one. I gotta figure out. I don't know, but I love Pride and Prejudice. I personally could make a list and it always is going to be on there. I read Pride and Prejudice every single year. I reread because I love it. Go chapter 9, Tish. Go, girl. I'm changing these. So I can't use Pride and Prejudice. I'm sad. It's blocking. See, the colors are wrong. Now I'm putting Pride and Prejudice on the Who Am I slide. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to keep those backgrounds. I'm going to make it easy for myself. It's 9:50. Yay! I have 5 more minutes, and I've decided to call it 2. I'm over my hour. I kind of look at the timer on StreamYard. I love StreamYard. It has my live timer up in the corner. When I'm off working on things, I fail to check. I do want to share with you guys. I want to share my screen one more time and to show you guys what y'all are having me do. Create your own author digital vision board. And you get to create it with me Friday night right here on Twitch or YouTube streaming. And I'm going to give out this template if you would like to use this one, but I'm going to teach you how to create your own so that way you can go out into your author world and your writing groups and you can lead a vision board party. So I'm going to have mine here and I can use this one as a model and we can have fun together. But then you can also learn how to create your own. So you can go out and be a leader in your author communities too. So we're having that on Friday night at 7 o'clock. I created an event on it. On my Facebook author page. So you can go to Jen Lowry and you can go to that page and you can click that you're going, or you can just follow me here and just get notifications when I go live, and you can join us for the vision board party. So I'm really looking forward to that. I do a vision board party every year with my students and with my staff. They come into my room and we have a celebration. And it's a big event, and we get to display them and share them out. And so if you create your vision board, I would love it if you would hit that share button with me, and then I may feature you right here on the live stream, and I can share your vision board on my screen, just doing my share screen. So I hope that you guys listen to me about speaking to one as if it's 10,000 and holding on to your why. And thank you for being here while I worked on my webinar. Checkbox, it's done. I forgot to even put that down in my calendar. And today I was thinking, you know what, I got a webinar tomorrow. Like, I really need to finish this stuff up. And so having this time, this sustained work time, really helps me do that. So I hope that you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll see you tomorrow.